Hi guys, and welcome back to Crafting Bakers. So I am in the middle of working on family cruise shirts, and I decided to come on and film and show the process of actually cutting out the design, weeding, and actually pressing it onto a shirt. So I wanted to bring you guys along so you can actually see that process. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to get everything started to start cutting, and then we are going to make a shirt. So I will be back. Alright guys, so I have already gone through the process of actually making the design. Didn't want the video to be extremely long, so I've already created the design and design space. So this is for all the Cricut users, and now we're just ready to make it. So we're just going to go over here on our right hand side, and we're going to hit make it. And as you can see, it is now sorting the projects because we do have two different colors. And I only need one of these, so I am going to keep it at the 12 by 12 mat size. If you had to do more copies, or if it was going to be, if your image was larger and you needed it and you have the larger mat, you can just choose that here, but 12 by 12 actually is going to work for us today. And because we are going to put this on a shirt, you guys have to remember to mirror because it's going on a shirt. So anytime you're working with heat transfer vinyl, you have to mirror the image. And then I'm just going to go ahead for the second one and click on mirror as well. All right, so we're going to go ahead, we're going to start, and as you can see, our image has been flipped. So I'm going to go ahead and load the vinyl onto the mat, and we're going to insert into our Cricut Maker, and we're going to begin cutting. Alright, and for this project we are going to be using our Cricut Maker, as you can see right here. So we're going to go ahead and just turn it on, and we're going to hit the power button right here. See, it's starting up, and we're going to go ahead and just open it up so that we can load our mat. And I already have my vinyl loaded onto the mat. You want to make sure when you're working with HTV that the shiny side is actually on the mat. So that's how you load your heat transfer vinyl onto your mat. The shiny side actually sticks to the mat. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to insert it into the machine and the grooves. And then this is our load button. We're going to go ahead and hit load. So back in design space, so we are going to select our material, which is iron-on because it is HTV or heat transfer vinyl. And then it is going to, it'll tell you right here to make sure the mirror is turned on and the iron-on material, shiny side down, is on the mat. So it will notify you based off of this to make sure that you have your mirror on like we do here. And then we are going to, the Maker has the ability to do a fast mode. It is a little faster, not like extremely fast. So if you don't have a Maker, don't be like, oh gosh, like I wish I had that feature, because it really isn't enough for you to be mad about. So now we're going to go back to the machine and we're going to hit go and we're going to start cutting this out. All right, we're going to go ahead and hit go and we're going to let the machine do its work. Alright, Crafting Baker, so this part of the video has been sped up. I am using fast mode feature, but I did not want you guys to think that it actually works this fast. I promise when I'm using regular cut, I cannot tell a difference between the two. So don't think you have to run out and get a new machine because it really doesn't make that big of a difference. Our first color is done cutting, and as you can see, the load unload button is blinking because we do need to load our second color. So I'm just going to go ahead and load our second color, and we're going to go ahead and cut, and then I will be back so that we can weave the design. Okay, so I have gone ahead to weed the actual tiara off camera, and now we're just going to weed the words. So this is what it looks like, and remember we cut that in reverse, and I'm just going to use my Cricut weeding tool. So what I do is I just start at the corner and you just start to pick up the vinyl. And you'll notice that there is a clear sheet. This is what is called as your carrier sheet. And I just hold it down and just getting the bulk of it off, and then we're gonna go back in with the actual weeding tool to clean it up and get in between the letters. Okay, so we've gotten basically the bulk of it off, and if you look at this, you can see you can't really make out like between the letters and numbers. So now we're just gonna go in with that tool and we're gonna clean up inside of the letters to get all of the excess vinyl. And again, if you're not really sure where, what to weed out, you can always just refer back to the design in Design Space, and you'll be able to see what should actually be cut out or weeded out, should I say. Alright, so from the back, everything looks good, but just to double check, and I'm just going to get that excess off. So now as you can see, everything is perfectly weeded, and we have our tiara as well. So now we are ready to press the design on the shirt. Okay, we are back, and we are finally about to put it all together and actually make the shirt. So I have my heat press set at 305, and I have it set for 20 seconds because a part of it is glitter. Glitter, you do want to press longer. I do utilize a 15 by 15 clamshell. So first thing I do is I take the shirt, and you want to be very careful because the top is actually hot. And then I put it on here and I close it down for about 3 seconds, and this just removes any moisture from the shirt. So after I do that, I then take the shirt, I fold it in half long ways, and I match up the seams. I have everything lined up. I'm then going to place it back on the press. And I'm just moving this over. And this is going to give me my center of my shirt. So I'm going to just go ahead and press that down for about 5 seconds. Okay. So now we've pressed it, and as you can see, we now have a center line. Hopefully it's picking up. So then now what we want to do is go ahead to start placing the design onto the shirt. So I'm just going to put it back on the press, and you are going to need a ruler. You can eyeball it. I prefer to measure. So on a kid's shirt, this is a kid's medium, I typically do 2 inches down from the collar. That's where I like to start my design. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to measure 2 inches down. So I have my 2 inches, and I just move it over to the side. The next thing I do is I take my design and I fold it in half. Because again, this is going to give me my center point that I can just line up with the line we created and line everything up. We're going to layer. Because of the design, I can actually put everything on at one time and I don't have to worry about it. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the tiara on here. So again, like I said, I started at 2 inches down on my kid shirts, and that's where the design actually starts. Go back, line that up, and I'm gonna just make sure again that it is at the 2 inch from the bottom of the seam, and it is. I'm gonna take the words and then I'm going to slide that right under the tiara. Now I don't like it because I want it to be higher, so I need to go ahead and tack down the tiara a little bit. So I'm just going to put a Teflon sheet on it, and then I'm going to press it down. Now we're not going to press it for the full time, which is normally on glitter 20 seconds. I'm going to do it for about 10. So I'm gonna go ahead, move the Teflon sheet. I'm gonna pull it down, and then I'm going to remove the carrier sheet. You just need to do it enough just to tack it down. So once you have your first design on, I'm gonna move the shirt, readjust it. And then we're going to take the words, and I folded it in half, so I have like my center already. I just follow it up and place it there. And I like it there, so I'm gonna go ahead, put the Teflon sheet back on, make sure the collar is off, and now I am going to press for the full 20 seconds. So then we're going to go ahead, lift up, remove the Teflon sheet, and we are going to go ahead and take off the carrier sheet. So what I like to do once I have everything tacked down, I then just repress again, just to kind of make sure everything is the design is actually in the fibers of the shirt. And I'm going to just press it one more time for 20 seconds. All right, we are done. I'm gonna go ahead and turn off the press, and you want to make sure that you do keep your press open when it's not in use. You want to store it so that it is open like that. All right, so we are done, and going to show the actual design, and here is the final shirt. All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. Go ahead and hit like and subscribe, and remember to click the link in the description box to go ahead and join our Facebook group. Thank you.